What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Skyforge video. I'm Crazy Pickle, and today we're gonna look at 3 new weapons that's been released not long ago. One for the alchemist, grovewalker, and Revenant. Alright guys, let's get started. Let's start with the grovewalker weapon, Garn the Summoner. Tessa's Wrath is replaced with Summon Tame Dion. This ability summons a Dion that fights on your side. The Dion exists for 40 seconds and attacks the grovewalker's target, dealing X amount of damage with her attacks. You can blow up the Dion by using the ability again. The explosion deals X amount of damage to the enemies within 10 yards, applying an effect that increases the grovewalker's damage to these targets by 50% for 10 seconds. To summon the creature, you need 15 levels of life energy, which the grovewalker gains by activating buds. It will also stop the buds from turning into Diosinias. Well, this weapon didn't take me too long to decide how bad this weapon is. First downside, you don't get energy by activating buds with your blooming ability. Second, Dion that you summon doesn't do anything special, just simple attacks, nothing else, as well as damage from those attacks are super low. Good thing about this weapon, timer for your Dion is pretty decent, which is 40 seconds, as well as the damage when you explode the Dion. Plus, damage boost right after the explosion you deal by 50% for 10 seconds to the affected enemies is decent enough on my opinion. So we have 2 pros and 2 cons, which still makes weapon useless for now. I have a feeling that in the future there will be Invasion Atlas node that will boost Dion's damage or something like that, or there will be nothing like that and this weapon stays useless. To fix that, they need to make a change that you will get energy by activating buds with this weapon and increase damage from the Dion's attacks. Maybe even add some special ability to Dion that he will use it on its own. For now, I don't recommend this weapon at all. Next is Revenant weapon Baron Samedi. When the Revenant uses charged attacks, they have a chance to gain the Idol of Death ability. When the Revenant uses the ability, they summon an idol that appears next to them. The idol will increase the Revenant's damage by 100% for 15 seconds. If they remain within 15 yards of the idol, it will also deal X amount of damage to the enemies within range every 2 seconds. Well, everything is great about this weapon except one thing, that you have a chance to gain Idol of Death ability. But that Idol of Death increasing Revenant's damage by 100% for 15 seconds, and damage is actually pretty insane. Of course, it is taken into account current Invasion Atlas bonuses, but we all know that usually every invasion has some sort of extra buffs from Atlas. Keep in mind that this weapon may get nerfed. For now, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Comparing this weapon to Nergal Gorgonite weapon, I can say that Baron Samedi is only good for PvE, at least on my opinion. I would still recommend to have this weapon in your arsenal. Moving on to the last weapon, which is Alchemist weapon. Amine Unstable Element. At the beginning of every fight and every 30 seconds after that, the alchemist gains the Mad Ectoplasm Sphere ability. When the alchemist activates the ability, they create an ectoplasm sphere next to them. They can push this sphere in the direction they are facing. If it hits a target, the sphere explodes and deals X amount of damage to all enemies within 10 yards. The affected targets will take 60% more damage from the alchemist and 20% more damage from the alchemist's allies for 10 seconds. I think this weapon is the best weapon out of all 3 weapons. It is definitely better than any other alchemist weapons on my opinion, but only for PvE. Overall, everything is great about this weapon again, with only 2 exceptions this time. First, you spawn the sphere on the left side, not in front of your character. It might be not a big deal, but if you consider when it happens in actual fight, then it might sometimes be a problem. Second, you have to properly aim it in order to make that sphere hit the target. Of course, the further you are from the target, the harder it's going to be for you to do so. Sometimes, even if your character looks like it's facing the target, it is not always launching it to the right direction. And there are 2 ways we can fix that. One, Make sphere spawns in front of your character, that way we can keep the part where you have to face a target. 2. Remove the part that you need to face an enemy and just make it that we can launch that sphere to the enemy we're targeting. That is pretty much all I can say about all of 3 weapons. And again, alchemist is the best weapon out of all 3 on my opinion. Of course, Revenant is also pretty decent. I would definitely recommend having alchemist and the Revenant weapon in your arsenal. And now we are moving on the last part of this video, giveaway. Rules are the same as the previous one. First, subscribe to my channel. Second, like this video. Third, share one thing you would change on any of these 3 weapons. Fourth, don't forget to leave your in-game name, platform, server, and weapon you would like to win. I have one weapon of your choosing for each platform and server, except Switch, PC, NA, and EU, PS4, NA, NAU, and Xbox. Winners will be picked randomly, and I will announce them next week. Good luck to everyone.